testimony. Distinguished members of the committee, thank you for the invitation to testify on the improving access to quality education in Africa. And the United States leadership is critically important, and we really appreciate the investments made by you. So as I was introduced, I'm the Director of Education Cannot Wait, which is the world's first global fund for education in emergency and protracted crisis. And we're a global fund that is hosted by the United Nations. And we were founded and became operational in 2017. The United States is a key donor to Education Cannot Wait and has pledged a total of $82.3 million. And is therefore also one of our largest contributors. These have been very timely contributions, especially in our cooperation with the United States in Africa, where we worked in the Sahel and many of the countries in the neighboring countries. Now, for my testimony, I drew on over 30 years of working with the United Nations in crisis countries, including in Africa, such as Democratic Republic of Congo, Sudan, and have led many missions to the Sahel and Sub-Saharan Africa. When you go to the Sub-Saharan Africa, you see that of all the urgencies we have around the globe when it comes to the education sector, that is the most underfunded and the most, I would say, lacking the most basic infrastructure for quality education. They are truly those left furthest behind. Now, there are the importance of education, and we all understand that. If we do not provide young children and youth in Africa with education, not only is it a legal or a moral responsibility, but it's a game changer that will eventually impact not only the African continent, but all of us. Here we speak about an estimated in total globally 128 million refugees and displaced populations in crisis, of whom the majority are in Africa. So just imagine they not receiving a quality education today, how that will impact not only the region, but the rest of the world in the near future. So in Africa especially, we also have to focus on girls' education and the benefits of investing in girls, because that's also a benefit for the family and for the communities. And it's not just about getting girls into school, but also making sure that they have a safe school environment to go to. Just look at Nigeria and the Boko Haram, where girls are being kidnapped going to school. So it's safety, it's about curriculum that are gender sensitized so that these young girls one day can be empowered, educated leaders. And it also is about nutrition, health. No child, no girl can go to school on a hungry stomach. Now, if you look at the situation across Africa, there have been, of course, achievements over the past 20 years. But we also know that there's a huge gap that remains. In year 2000, almost a third of the primary school-aged children were out of school. Now, by 2019, this had decreased to 17%. So in 19 years, we saw a decrease because investments were made and basic education were made compulsory across Africa. So this indeed progress has been made. However, despite this progress, Africa continues to face the highest rate of out-of-school children and adolescents. The Sub-Saharan Africa has the highest rates of education inclusion in Africa. Over 1/5 of the children between the ages of 6 to 11 are out of school, followed by 1/3 of youth between the ages of about 12 to 14. And according to data from UNESCO's Institute for Statistics, almost 60% of school-age children between ages 15 and 17 are not in school. And so we see definitely that situation is going to worsen, and to achieve Sustainable Development Goal 4, access to a quality education, again, they are left furthest behind. And if we don't achieve that goal, all other sustainable development goals will fall behind, because without an education, we cannot have gender equality, we cannot eradicate poverty, hunger, and so forth. So the scale of the challenge is quite remarkable. What is important for Education Cannot Wait is it's not enough to bring children and youth back to school. It's also to achieve learning outcomes, that they actually learn something. We need to make sure that teachers are properly trained. We make sure that we are not excluding the refugees, and that we take a holistic whole of child approach, and that we reach all girls and adolescents and focus on children with disabilities. I'm afraid that my time is running out. I can see that. There's much more on my talking points, but again, I thank you very much for inviting Education Cannot Wait, the Global Fund for Education Emergency in the United Nations, to provide this testimony. Thank you very much, and thank you for all the generous support from the United States of America.
Thank you very much.